Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit. It was a busy day, uh, busy week, a lot of updates. And tomorrow is a big day too. I'm excited for tomorrow. So let's see if anybody received notifications and who's going to join tonight and go over today the videos I uploaded today. Try to answer any questions you guys may have about the videos for today, right? So Jessica and her baby Isabella. We got to see Marissa. Got to see Migs today. Got to see Carla today. Got to see Richard and his grandfather. That's really good. A busy day, basically. Julian Jones baby update. That was the video was uploaded today. The baby is good, healthy. It's always a blessing anytime a baby is born and they're healthy, right? So, as healthy as can be under the circumstances. So, I think that's always a good thing. Jason Bourne, aka David Webb. What's up, Jason? Yolanda Smith is in Georgia, Fort Benning, Georgia. Man, a lot of memories there. It was a tough memories in Fort Benning, Georgia. Nothing easy. Georgia, very humid. Um, Very humid weather. I don't like humidity. Humidity. We don't really have humidity here in Phoenix. It doesn't exist a whole lot because there's not a lot of water, right? So, but Georgia, for some reason, it's very humid. The most humid place I've ever been to in my life was New Orleans. I have no idea how humans live there with all that humidity. It was like real thick humidity. I don't know how you guys do it. Montana native, hanging out in Montana. Good evening. Tomorrow is a fun day, big day. Yeah, not all day, but a few hours won't hurt anybody. Thank you for joining, Nelly and Aubrey. Thank you for joining. Yeah, not a lot of people are getting the updates, I think, or the notifications. Claudia A is all the way in California. Thanks for joining, Claudia. Wendy, hello. Thanks for joining. 19 folks just hanging out. So I'm waiting for the rush of people. Eventually, they'll get notifications, hopefully, eventually. Cause Havoc 999, all the way from West Phoenix. Causing Havoc. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Miranda Benavides, thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. 29 people. It used to be 19. Now it's 29. So maybe people are getting the notifications is just trickling in, right? So it's funny how that works. Lynn G is in Wisconsin. I'll be there in 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks I'll be there in Wisconsin. Staying away from the cheese. Tom, hello. Very humid in Georgia. Lived in Kingman, Arizona. So you go from Kingman, which is very hot and dry, to Georgia, which is very humid and hot, right? So different. Yolanda Smith, maybe you guys are military, right? Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's anything in Kingman. I can't remember. Can't remember. Wendy, I finally caught a live. I have been gone from Phoenix for about 6 years. It's so sad to see how bad it's gotten. I stayed off of 87th and Thomas. 87th and Thomas. Wow, I was in that neighborhood today. It's so crazy. Yeah, you're not missing out on anything, Wendy. Definitely definitely that area is getting worse, sadly. So you're down the street from Estrella Hospital. Long Beach, California, with Matthew Losterer checking in. Juliana Sanchez, hello. Wendy, yeah, blues gone bad in that area for sure. Miriam Uribe, Simi Valley. I heard that a lot of the LAPD police officers live in Simi Valley, but I don't know. That's just what I heard a long time ago. Deadly Sponge. Hopefully, Migs shows up to court. Yeah. Hopefully, he does. If he doesn't, then what happens, right? I mean, he hasn't gone to court twice already, and he's still out there. So it's funny how the law works. It's weird. Cause Havoc, what's your opinion on Migs and Carla? Do you think she's making decisions on her own, or do you think they're being controlled? Addiction is controlling his thoughts, her thoughts. Everybody I interview, their thoughts are being controlled by addiction. SL Conley, hello from SLC, um, the dry state. Yolanda says, no military, just moved for a job promotion. My kids live in Reno, Nevada, and they are in the Army. Awesome. Be all that you can be. That is so cool. Awesome. Drinking water. Stay hydrated. Starting to warm up. Tomorrow's going to be 70 some degrees tomorrow in Phoenix for our little shindig meet and greet. It's going to be 81. Never mind. Today was 72. Tomorrow's going to be 81. So it's not bad. Wendy, I don't think Carla says what she wants. She seems very timid and scared when she talks. Um, her mom says she's an introvert. Her mom says she's never been really outspoken. So to her mom, it doesn't seem too far off from her personality. Um, Jackie Williams, hello. Thanks for joining. 47 people. Wow. We're usually at 100 now, but all right. So let me see my little pin comment. No updates on who? Mercy, Thomas, who else? Junior, who else? Who am I missing? I don't have any moderators today. No updates on Mercy, Sabas Jr. Who else? Lulu. Yeah, I haven't seen Lulu. Aki, no notifications. Yeah, that's what's happening. Is that YouTube is taking the day off and not sending out notifications to people. It sucks. Miriam Uribe, I wish I can join you all tomorrow. Maybe may it be fun and a success, right? Yeah, it'll be fun. So whether 2 people show up or 20 people show up, it's gonna be fun regardless. No updates on Mercy, Sabas Jr., Lulu. Who else? Caitlin. Who else? Anybody else? Anybody? Who do people always ask me about? I'm gonna click send and I'm gonna remember, oh, they always ask me about this person, right? So yeah, Carla, we saw the update. I was gonna send it. Pin message. Awesome. Jason Bourne, wish I could also come tomorrow, maybe next time. Awesome. Do it. Get outside of the circle. Hello. Amanda Funderberg. Hello. Thank you for joining. Cheeseheads. Yay. You're the second Wisconsin person that came on. Lulu. Poor Migs and Carla, they need a person who can devote daily help and financial support. I think they need I think they need to I think it's tough for couples to be out there together as couples because of that the enabling that happens, right? They get comfortable as a couple living out there, surviving, and separation will be really good for their sobriety. Miriam Uribe, I love your channel. I have been sober for 13 years, off of the street gangs and drugs. I'm so blessed and grateful. Miriam, congratulations on your sobriety. It's a long time of sobriety. That is awesome, Miriam. Proud of you. Keep fighting, keep pushing, and help others, right? Remind others of what not to do, make better decisions, and the ones that are stuck in that life, offer support, understanding, compassion, and grace. That'll go a long way. Jess Jaramillo is in New Mexico, old New Mexico. Beth Barlow, hello from North Carolina, Tar Heel country. Thanks, Beth. Conversations with the convict. So off topic, I just watched Jessica's update, and my mommy heart is so happy for her. There's nothing better than being a mommy. So yeah, um, I think that's really cool that when you guys hopefully saw the video, right? She said, I've decided to be a mom and be in the life of my baby. She got a little sad, teary eyed, and maybe the baby Isabella will save her life and she'll decide to complete those classes that CPS has given her to be that mom that Isabella needs. And I think that's great. That's really good. Let's see what happens. Let's pray for her. Let's pray for the baby. Let's pray for Marissa and her family that are stepping up and trying to help out Isabella. So it's not about Jessica anymore. Now there's a baby, an innocent little 6-pound baby. It has been brought into the world, and we all know how difficult this life is, right? How the pain and then the um, just a lot of heartache everywhere, right? And and so here's this innocent child with um, not some instability, but hopefully, where they're able to work as a team and help the baby. So we'll keep praying that everything works out the way it's supposed to. Conversations with the convict. I've heard this term before, and I heard it takes a village to raise a baby. I hope her friends stay by her side. So to me, it takes a mom and a dad to raise a child, right? The mom and the dad are the ones that created that child, so the mom and the dad should be responsible for raising that child. That's in an ideal world, right? We don't live in an ideal world. We live in a world full of excuses and just allowing people to do whatever they want, and consequences to the side. And that's where that village comes in, right? Okay, well, there is no dad, there was a mom and a dad to make the child, but there's no mom or no dad to raise the child, so the village has to step in, right? It shouldn't be automatically the village has to raise the child. It should be the mom and the dad that decided to make the child. That's who should be responsible for raising that child, right? But when that dynamic doesn't work, right? There's no dad, there's no mom, there's issues, financial, emotional, mental, then the village has to step in and help out. That's not ideal. Ideally, that shouldn't have to happen, but as in our very um, liberal society, we live in a society that kind of um, there's less and less accountability each and every day, unfortunately, right? So the village has to step in and save the day, and it's not always the best, in my humble opinion, from what I've seen. Beth Barlow, when is someone held accountable for their actions? Not in this society. Not now. It's very unpopular to hold people accountable. We point our fingers and we'll blame it on something, right? Something imagined, something oppression, racism. I was born poor. The color of my skin. Stuff like that. We blame it on things like that when it's really me, the person. I have to be accountable for what I do or don't do. We've definitely gone away from that and lumped everything into groups instead of personal accountability. So I thought it was a good day, very busy day with who was the first video? Was it Carla and Migs, right? So Carla and Migs, I um hopefully they're okay. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they've been up for a couple days, tired, lethargic. Um, it's really hard to keep track of their um, of how they're feeling, at any given time. But uh, it's funny. I look back at my interviews with Carla and Migs, and you can see like differences, right? On some, they're more alert. On some, they're more attentive, more engaged in the conversation. At other times, they're more distant, right? Whether it's tired, high, sleepy, I haven't ate, my head hurts, I don't know. So it's just interesting. But it was nice hanging out with them today. I'm glad they're alive. I'm glad he's. Are you going to go to court? It's on the 6th, but I don't want to do a UA. A UA is a urine analysis. I don't want to get drug tested. Dude, it's not going to be your choice if you want to or don't want to get drug tested, right? So is he going to go, not go? I have no idea. I offered he can call me and I can go take him. We'll see if he decides to go, right? So um we'll just wait and see. He hasn't called me for the other two times. Well, I showed up for one of them, right? I just showed up. Hey, you ready to go? Knocked out. So he didn't go to court that day or the other day. Will he go to court this day? I, if I had $20, I wouldn't bet on it. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he gets everything squared away, his legal issues squared away, and we go from there. Then I saw Richard and his grandfather, 77-year-old Manuel. That's Richard's grandfather. Richard is like 22 now, I believe. And they're still out there. 2 months. I haven't seen them in 2 months, and I saw them today. Everything's identical, the same thing, right? The same struggles, living on the street, panhandling for money. They're both um, struggling with addiction, right? One because they're young at 22, and the other one because they're elderly at 77. Um, the only silver lining for Richard and his grandfather is that his Richard's father, who he hadn't seen in 3 years, recently last week saw them out in the street and approached them and said, "Hey, I'm uh, I want to help you guys, get you off the street," right? So Richard said that hopefully soon, the beginning of April, the father will try to get them off the street. What that entails, where, I have no idea, but prayers for 77-year-old grandfather and 22-year-old Richard to get off the street. But even if they're off the street, they need to go to treatment and get better. So, I was asking the grandfather, like, do you want to go to treatment? He said it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard to get treatment for this. So I can't relate to that. I don't know what that means. He's probably saying that it's physically hard, mentally hard, emotionally hard. I don't know, but yeah, they're still out there. So most updates aren't always the best updates, right? It's just a reality update. And then Jessica and Marissa. Jessica is at Marissa's house. I'm not sure about the mom. Jessica's mom, Michelle. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard from her. I don't know what's going on with her and her children. But Isabella was born weighing 5 pounds. Isabella is now over 6 pounds. So since she was born, which is a few days ago, she has gained weight, and so they're monitoring her. CPS is going to require Jessica to complete classes uh, in order to be involved in the life of the baby. So super excited about that. Shorty, good groovy Friday evening. Lost in Phoenix Familia, excited and hope to meet some of you all tomorrow at the meet and greet, 9 a.m. Hour drive, need help together, blessing bags. So what Shorty's saying is that she's going to bring all of her stuff, the contents of the blessing bags. She's going to bring all of them contents, and we're going to assist her, help her trying to assemble the bags, right? Put the bags together. So that'll be fun. They're gonna have I'm taking some hats, a few hats. I'm taking some shirts, Lost in Phoenix shirts, Lost in Phoenix hats to do like little raffles, right? So Laura has a little raffle machine, I guess, little tickets, I guess. So that'll be fun. So potluck. If you guys are gonna show up, please take something. A little potluck. Let me see. Cynthia's going. Cynthia says she's going. Ruby's going. Shorty's going. Perry Ocho is not going to go because he's sick. He just contracted COVID, he told me today. So prayers for Perry and his family. He contracted COVID, and hopefully everything turns out well. He defeats that. Who else? Billy's not going to go. He has to work. Valerie said she's going to go. I invited Victoria. I'm not sure if she's going to go, but we'll see who shows up. It'll be a grand old time. 9 a.m. Goodyear Community Park, 9 to about 12. Ramada number 4. Okay, Ramada. There's a lot of Ramadas. We'll be at Ramada number 4. If you go on their website and check out the rules, they have a lot of rules that you can't bring this, you can't bring that, you can't bring all kind of crazy stuff. So make sure you look at the rules before you bring too much stuff that they'll tell you to take back or whatever. So awesome. So yeah, it'd be cool. Jan Wyborn. Hi, Art. Thank you for all the recent interviews. It's 4 p.m. Saturday. Have the best time together tomorrow. Jan is, gosh, where are you, Jan? Are you in South Africa, Jan? It's 4 p.m. over there on the other side of the Atlantic. It's 8 p.m. here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're still stuck on Friday. So it's funny. It's interesting, right? When somebody from a different country pops in right here and says, "Hey, it's 4 a.m. in England," right? That's really interesting. So thank you, Jan Wyborn, for joining us. I appreciate you. New Zealand, right? Jan Wyborn is from New Zealand. That's why she's a Kiwi. They're people from New Zealand. New Zealand are known as Kiwis for whatever reason, but awesome, Jan. Thank you. So what do you guys think about the all the videos today? It was a lot. I thought it was a lot of information today. It seemed very just busy, busy day for me, that's for sure. Um, so finally I have 127 people here. It's Friday, so it's typical, it's normal because it's Friday, everybody's out partying and doing adult things, right? So if you guys can do me a favor, 123 of you guys are in here. Half of you guys are not subscribed, so go. It's free. If you click on the subscribe button, it's free. They don't charge you. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You receive notifications. Sometimes you'll get notifications from YouTube to let you know when I'm live. You'll get notifications when I upload a video. So that'd be really cool if you can go on to the subscribe and click the button, because if I post a video and and a thousand people see it, uh, usually 40% of those people that watch it are not subscribed for some reason. So Crisel Lopez is subscribed in New Jersey. John Bon Jovi is from New Jersey. David Calderon, saludos, Art, from Apple Valley, California. David, stay safe. Be careful trucking out there. I used to live down the street in Barstow, California. I had a girlfriend from Apple Valley. Her name was Patty. I remember her fondly. So back in the day when I was in high school. So Apple Valley is cool. Myra Cordero is making dinner. Hopefully, it's a good dinner and not like a TV dinner where you're not warming something up and you're actually making something. Myra, no pressure though. You don't have to let us know what you're doing. Jeff, hello, Jeff. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Ruby, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Yeah, um, I could tell that YouTube didn't send any notifications because it was very low participation at the beginning of the live session. So shame on YouTube. YouTube has to do a better job of notifying people, right? So it's really uh, really unfortunate that they're inconsistent. So before I got home earlier today, I was gonna stop and get some. I was craving fish, but I took the wrong turn, and I came home instead. So I'm probably gonna have to go get fish later. I have to go to the store and get ice. Have to get a soda, water, plates, like paper plates, and all those things, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a long night. Myra gets down in the kitchen. She's making chile rojo, which is red beef chili, I guess. Lulu eats salmon and rice, sliced avocado, a hot sauce. Yay. Shorty says, my Friday night celebrate recovery at my church. Awesome. Just FYI, I have 80% of my shoulder tendons torn, may need surgery. Sucks to be in a wheelchair. Please pray for positive thoughts. So let's pray for Shorty. She's experiencing pain and issues. Shorty, you have a big heart. You're a big soul, and many prayers to you to get better. That your surgery goes well, and you return feeling well. I love sushi. I love sushi. Yeah, I love sushi. I could eat any type of sushi. What is your favorite fish? I don't have a favorite. I'll just eat any type of fish. I'm just like a fish lover, I guess. Cheeky baby made fried catfish, green beans, and fries. Wow. Got me hungry. Jan Wyborn, yeah, again, YouTube is very inconsistent with sending out notifications to you guys about these live sessions. So, my apologies, YouTube. That's just a YouTube thing. It's not a you or a me. It's YouTube isn't doing their job notifying people for whatever. I think it's just a technical glitch on their end. So they should really fix that. Um, Hopefully, they fix it soon. So. Melissa had cheese pizza. I haven't ate pizza in a long time. I try to stay away from pizza. There's too much cheese. So, La Esme, I'm having sushi while watching. La Esme, are you dipping it in? All right, so when I get sushi, right? So let's say a California roll, I'll dip it in. It's a little black sauce called, right? The little black sauce, eel sauce, and that black sauce, and that little green stuff, right? You kind of mix all that stuff in there, and then some lemon, right? So dip it in there, boom, and then just tear it up. So yeah, good stuff. Good memories. Jenny Rose, I pay $12 for premium YouTube and they want to play me like this. I have premium YouTube as well. So it's just a YouTube thing. They're unfortunate. They're inconsistent. Emily Dodd, soy sauce, can't forget spicy mayo. My lips are burning. I need chapstick. But so what do you guys think about the all the interviews today? Good. It's really nice, seeing, hearing from these people. A lot of people will say, and I get that every video for Migs and Carla, they'll say, I'll get people that say, stop interviewing them. They're never gonna want to get help. You're wasting your time. Go focus on somebody else that wants help, right? So I always get those comments. And so my rebuttal to you guys is you're missing the forest for the trees, right? So again, an addict will never go to treatment on your time, when you want, when the judge wants, when the police wants, when their mom wants, and their child wants, when they're going to go when they want to go, when they're ready to go, when they're committed to get better, to go to treatment and get better, right? So You have to be consistent and persistent, right? The people that say, stop talking to them, stop helping them, they're never going to change. Those are the family members that abandon their family members when their family members need them the most. Those are the ones that sever ties, burn bridges, and just say, hey, you know what? I try to help you, but you don't want help on my terms, so I got to let you go. It, it's either you're going to go all the way with your family member, or or not. Don't go at all, because you have to be in there for the long haul, and sometimes it's a long haul. It's a really long years, right? Years. Um, you know, Casey's family, they're they're trying to help him for the long haul. He's been out there for years, and they're like, hey, when you're ready for treatment, to complete treatment, you've been in treatment 100 times, but you keep leaving treatment, but we'll support you. We're still here. We're not going to cut you off completely. So that support, sometimes they need that, right? You're welcome to come shower, come get clothes, come eat, but but definitely we'll be here when you decide to go to treatment and complete it. So it's tough. It's a slippery slope. And I know that it gets frustrating, right? It gets frustrating. And does it get frustrating for me? Yeah, it's frustrating, but you have to be persistent and consistent, right? Right. It's I don't even, if you notice, I don't even bring up treatment anymore, right? Hey, Migs, let's go to treatment. Again, it doesn't work on my calendar, my timeline. So I'm not going to impose my timeline on him or her, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're imposing what you want them to do, right? But we all know that if an addict does not want to go through treatment, you can physically drive them, you can take them, you can help them register, but eventually you have to leave. And so when you leave, what are they going to do? Right? I left Blake at the bus. I helped Blake get in the bus. What did Blake do as soon as I left? Right? Lulu drove her to the hospital. Right? I pushed her into the hospital. I helped her register for the emergency room. Right? As soon as I left, what did Lulu do? Right? So you can't impose what you want. You have to be patient and wait until they want. It just, to me, it just makes sense. But that's just my head. So um, it's just me. Karma's mama. I love all your videos and everything with them. I know after watching, listening, etc., that you are no fool. Far from it. And that's why I fully trust and support that you know how much time and in who. That's a really good point, Karma. Karma's mama. Uh, yeah, I don't think I'm a fool. Yeah, so you're right about that. I'm not a fool. Sometimes you have to just listen to them, right? Listen. When Miggs gets arrested, do you think the police listen to him? No. When Miggs is in jail, locked up, do you think anybody in there listens to him? No. When he's out in the street, meeting people, right? Business owners or people out there in the street, do you think they listen to him? They probably, most likely, they don't. So I'm one of the few people, me and Carla, one of the ones that just kind of listen to him, right? I might not agree with everything he says, how he says it, the tone that he uses, the manner, but I'm gonna listen. You have to be attentive and listen, and maybe he'll appreciate that at some point in time. Maybe not, but it's worth the shot, because everything else that people have done, the judges, the law enforcement, family, friends, school, society, hasn't worked. So it makes too much sense in my head. Shaq, comments have mentioned it, and I think they're right. Mig seems to get feelings of grandeur from the videos nowadays. Um, so feelings of grandeur. Okay, so you have to keep in mind, okay, that he's mentally ill, he's battling addiction, right? He has learning disabilities, right? All these issues, right? So when people mock, because that's what you're doing, you're mocking him, right? Feelings of grandeur, right? Like if he was a normal person, like me, right? I was out there and just battling addiction, I would say, all right, cool. I could see where he thinks he's Mr. Popular because of these videos, right? But again, you're arguing about a person that has a lot of issues going on for most of his life. So I tend to stay away from that, right? Where I'm judging, right, and labeling him, right? You know, ADHD, bipolar, mental, all that stuff. Those are illnesses, right? Those are conditions that that maybe he does feel that way. Maybe these videos do, but it's not the videos. It's his issues that he has, his many issues that he has, right? So these videos allow others to see, right? So you guys have to keep another thing in mind, right? And I keep saying this all the time. I think a lot of you guys forget. I think a lot of you folks are new and you guys, you'll comment and not really understanding the whole purpose, right? So again, I'll start again. This channel's mission statement is prevention through awareness. So what does that mean? Prevention through awareness. We can't help Migs and Carla. Prevention doesn't work for them because they're knee deep in it. They've been doing it for years. They're highly addicted. Prevention will not work. It's a moot point for them. But how about the 13, 14-year-old Carlas, 13, 14-year-old Migs that are at home, confused, lost, no direction, no father, no mother, and just instability, toxicity at home. Uh, they watch these videos and they learn, right? They become aware of the dangers. What is blues? What is fentanyl? What's perks? What's this? What's that? Oh my goodness. That so they're going to associate those pills and drugs to this lifestyle that Carla and Migs are living, right? So these videos are really not intended to save the people that I interview. These videos, prevention through awareness, are intended to save your children, right? Your nieces, your nephews out there in Phoenix or Arizona or the 49 other states in this great nation or any other country out there, right? We have a lot of people from other countries, right? So just stay away from drugs regardless. Anybody offers you something, just say no. It's okay. It's cool to say no and be your own person and you do what you want to do, not what others want you to do. So I think that point is missed by a lot of you guys, right? You're wasting your time. They don't want treatment. Okay, so this video, how many people are gonna stay away from drugs because of this one video, right? So put your thinking cap on and look at the big picture, please. It's not that hard. Dolores Cano Martinez is in a snowstorm. Damn, snow. We don't get snow here in Phoenix, but it'll be warm. It'll be 80 degrees tomorrow. Jenny Rose, common sense isn't common. I've discovered that the hard way. Rosario, has Miggs ever gotten upset with you? He has, and had to tell him to settle down before I spanked him. Yeah, as a matter of fact, today he apologized to me. he apologized for he apologized today. He stepped up and apologized to me for behaving that way. and he really set me off, and he saw a side to me that he had never seen before, and that he calmed down when he did that. And he is apologetic today and sincere in his apology, and I accepted his apology, and yeah, so I told him, hey, you need to settle down or I'm gonna spank you. So he settled down. He made the right choice. Jasmine Gonzalez, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Edgar Udando, thanks for all you do for. Thank you for commenting, Edgar Udando. I've never seen you before, but if you could do me a big favor, if you can go to that button that says subscribe, click on that sucker. I'd appreciate it, right? Because there are 161 people in here. 80 of you are not subscribed. You kind of just lurkers, right? Just kind of observing, checking it out, waiting for me to make a mistake or say something silly or whatever, and say, "Aha, he's not perfect." So please click on that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate you, Edgar Udando. I'm trying to copy his little thingy there, boss. Thank you, Edgar. I appreciate you. Melissa Casio, hello. Have you heard or seen Manual? I've probably seen several different manuals. LB, I'm mostly a silent viewer, but I've been subscribed for some time now. Thank you very much, LB. I appreciate you for being a silent viewer. Uh, Thank you for viewing, first off. Thank you for commenting because you're not silent anymore. You're coming out of the closet, which I appreciate it. Commenting is okay as long as it's not agreed, like, goofy comments or, putting somebody down. Definitely not putting me down. We can always disagree to disagree. I'll say things and you probably don't agree with it, and I'll expect you to agree with it, right? Who in your family do you agree with 100% of the time? Do you ever disagree with your mom? Do you ever disagree with your dad? Do you ever disagree with your siblings? That's family. That's why we're Lost in Phoenix family. You're not always going to agree with me, right? Whether you see me as a friend, a father figure, whatever you see me as, right? You're not always going to agree with me, but respectfully disagree, right? Respectfully disagree. We would have a conversation, but there's people that will come on here and just start popping off, um, and I'll tell you the same thing I told Migs. You need to settle down before I spank you. What was Carla's reaction? She was just like her normal reaction, like no reaction at all, just observing. She already knows what to expect from him, but they had never really seen that side of me where I was, you know, I'm like a take charge, very dominant, very forceful. I have a very hard personality, and they had never seen that before, right? And so I think they were very surprised with what I said and the volume in which I said it. Uh, so I don't like getting like that, but if I have to get like that, then you're gonna see that side of me, unfortunately. So Sandra Yamas, blue looks good on you. I'll be wearing blue tomorrow. So thank you, Sandra. I appreciate you. Carlin Rose. Hi Art. I'm in Central Arkansas. You're a Razorback, I think. Thankfully, was not affected by the tornado. It did hit land about 3 to 4 miles away. So there's a tornado in Central Arkansas that I'm not aware of. Hopefully you're okay. I'm glad you're okay. You're definitely okay. That's why you're here. So thank you for, even though you had a tornado 3 or 4 miles away, like, man, there's a Lost in Phoenix live. I'm gonna go join that sucker from the basement, right, from the tornado shelter. So that's awesome. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're safe. Um, um, so who's from Arkansas? Bill Clinton, born in Hope, Arkansas, I believe. Miriam Uribe, I love your voice. I love my voice too. I don't like to raise it. If I raise my voice, you're not gonna like it. That's funny. James Mitchell, you're my little brother. I deserve respect. What movie is that from? Classic movie. One of the best movies, top 3 movies of all time. I deserve respect. I'm your older brother. You're my younger brother, and you're telling me what to do? Come on, guys. Trivia. Lost in Phoenix trivia. Let's go. So let me know if you guys need me to say it again. Um, it's a classic movie. No, not A Few Good Men. That was a good guess, but it's not A Few Good Men. We are lost. You're lost in Phoenix. All right, you guys give up. It's not Boulevard Nights. It's The Godfather. Fredo. Remember Fredo? I deserve respect. I'm your older brother. Poor Fredo. So tomorrow, uh, gosh, it's 8:30, so I gotta go get supplies for you folks. I cut my hair today. Yay! I got my little thing growing back here. You guys see it? It's growing little by little. You guys see it? Anybody sees it? Phoebe. 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 You guys want to see Phoebe? Who wants to see Phoebe? Are masks mandatory for your meet and greet? No. I'm not one of those mask people. You don't have to. I mean, if you feel comfortable wearing it, like I'm not requiring, we're gonna be at a park. I'm not gonna kiss you. No CPR tomorrow. So oh my goodness. Phoebe, Phoebe, when she gets excited, she pees a little bit, right? So I have to be patient, compassionate, understanding, give her a little bit of grace. And she gets so excited when she hears my voice. She turns around like this and she starts wagging her tail, and a little bit of droppage comes out, So yeah, I don't know when she's gonna mature and get out of that phase. So not cool. But anyways, I had a shaver. Uh, she's she's normally like a very puffy, furry, cute dog, but I had a shaver because her hair was matted. So so yeah, here's my how cute she is. She has such a cute face, and her eyes are very cute. I think she's tired. She's a little. She was excited, but all right, run along. She's a little wet. Um, she's good to pee outside. It's just when she gets excited, she can't hold it for some reason, and then she just sucks. Not cool. Math Sonia, yeah, a lot of videos, a lot of updates today, right? So good way to end the month. And I think they were good. I think they were good updates. Um, they're still with us, right? Carla and Migs, Richard, his grandfather, 77 years old. They're still here among us, alive, basically. Um, and Isabella, little baby. 6, she's gained weight. She was born at 5 pounds. Now she's over 6 pounds. So great. That means she's getting bigger, and her health is improving, and soon she'll be released. Hopefully, Jessica completes her classes and decides to be a mom to Isabella. We'll see. A lot of questions still. Nice hair. Thank you. I like my hair. I'm very thankful that I have hair. There's a lot of people that I know that have no hair. I have a zero hair. There's like nothing to hold on to, right? They wish they can grow this sucker back here, they just can't for some reason. So I like my hair. And it's like natural too. I don't put sometimes I'll put like gel in it, right? But there's nothing on here. So I'm very thankful for my hair. I remember when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I when I was a teenager, 13 years old, I'd have nightmares that I would I would be bald when I was older. And so I was like, man, as soon as I start working, I need to save money to buy little plugs, right? To buy hair or whatever, right? Because I don't want to be bald. I never want to be a bald dude, right? Women do not like bald guys, is what I would tell myself, right? So, I gotta buy hair, right? So I was like, I don't know where I got that from or where that thought. I think I was watching like too many uh like bald head men, bald commercials, So yeah, so I was traumatized as a child. I traumatized myself, I guess. So nothing to worry about. It's all good. It's all good. Bosley Clinic can lower your hairline and your self-esteem. Absolutely, that's true. Bosley Hair Clinic. Yes, I remember those commercials. Those commercials traumatized me. It was that one commercial that said, "I'm not only a spokes. Wait, I'm not only the spokesperson. I'm also the client." And shows a picture where he was bald, right? So yeah, I never wanted to be those dudes. So thankfully, not anytime soon. I'm gonna knock on wood. Lulu loves bald guys. Awesome. Jeff, I'm gonna do like a compilation, like videos of the meet and greet, and then put it together and do like one video at the end of the day. So that's the plan. Hopefully it all works. Laura Flor, I don't think she was sad. She was tired or sleepy. She told me she hadn't slept in 2 days. So she wasn't sad. She was, if I don't sleep in 2 days, I get sad that I don't sleep. So yeah. Phoebe turned on the TV. What the heck? Jay Olivares is in Peru. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in from Peru, the Inca Empire, right? Machu Picchu, I think is the name of that city. Beatriz, I'm gonna take off my braces in a year, I think. I've had them for 2 years, and I don't notice them. Like I don't feel them on anymore, right? Only when people point it out. I really don't. Doesn't really bug me that much. Phoebe knows how to push my buttons and the TV's buttons. I think she's laying on the remote. Hopefully it's her and not the ghost. Um, so yeah. Phoebe is smart. She turned on the TV. What is that dog from back in the show in the 50s? Lassie. She's not smart enough. She's not smarter than Lassie. I remember that last show, Lassie from the 50s. Lassie, or 60, 50, 60s. Lassie was a dog that would like solve murders. She didn't talk, she would just bark, right? And the kid was like, "What? What, Lassie? The body's over there?" So yeah, she's not that smart. That's why I didn't name her Lassie. I named her Phoebe. Yeah. My pet turtle, Shelino, is knocked out. Shelino is knocked out. Do you guys see the TV turned on? That's creepy. I think there's a ghost here, honestly. Beatriz, do you do this full time? I admire what you do. These people need help and awareness. Thank you, Beatriz. I don't do this full time. I have a full time job. I've been in management in the insurance industry for the past 15 years. I'm licensed insurance professional in 19 states. Before that, I was doing real estate. I was licensed in the state of Arizona to sell real estate. And so I've been a licensed professional for about 20 years. And I love my day job. This is like part time on the side when I can type of deal. So it's fun, very rewarding. Uh, Tickles my heart. Those are my only two pets. Yeah. Uh, so so what do you guys think about the meet and greet? Who is going to the meet and greet? So there's 133 people. Half of you guys are not in Arizona. So the other half, 60 or so of you guys who are going, right? Raise your little paw if you're going tomorrow to the meet and greet. Like this. Myra's going. Cool. I'm going. Myra's going. Karen Skaggs. Hopefully, Karen Skaggs is going. Gina Titla is going. Jeff can't because he has to work and he's all the way in Ohio. Melissa Torres, she wishes, but she can't because she's in the City of Angels. Jamie, I don't know what that little face means. Mars, hello there. Daniel de los Santos is in Texas. Juliana Figliola, I'm pretty sure that's an Italian name. Figliola is sleepless in Seattle. Julianne. Mars, thank you. Ruby is joining. Yay. Melissa is in H Town. Lulu, LA is nuts these days. When is it not? Karma's mama is in Sweden, so it will be a bit tricky to make it there. It's awesome. So we have Jan, she's in New Zealand, and Karma's mama is in Sweden. She's Swedish. Lots of chocolate over there. Yay. Gina Titla is bringing 26 Lost in Phoenix shirts. Awesome, Gina. Cool. Thank you. Julianne Figliola, definitely Italian. The G is silent. The G is silent. Filiola? Filiola. Got it. Jenny Rose is in New York, one of the five boroughs. Jamie is disappointed because she's in Utah and cannot attend. Monica Lopez is forgiven because she's in California. Beatriz is forgiven because she's in Orange County. Mars, I love your content. Thank you for attending the live. I appreciate you, Mars. Miriam Uribe, how are the mortgages out there? In Arizona, they're like really high. I want to leave California, but not sure. If you do leave California, please go to Washington. Please go to New York. Please go to Colorado. Arizona is full. We're completely full. Our mortgage is like 20%. Yeah, no more vacancy. Phoenix seems like a San Francisco. Um, I don't think all of San Francisco is that bad. Just like definitely all of Phoenix is not bad. It's just pockets, like really hot pockets of badness, right? Just not good. Like you wouldn't want to live there or walk there, right? So, but Beatriz is going back to Seattle. That's awesome. Portland, Oregon, they would welcome you with open arms because all those cities are very similar. LA, San Francisco is very similar to Portland, to Seattle, to uh, Colorado. You guys all had the same that mindset, and so I went to San Francisco and I went to a little street. Is it Lombard Street where that goes like this, right? You're not supposed to go up there, but I did, and it was really cool going down that street and Alcatraz, and that was gosh, when was that? Like 10 years ago? Maybe not quite 10 years ago, but it wasn't that bad the way it is right now. It's a lot of open air, kind of like in Phoenix, a lot of open air craziness, right? So defund the police. Tasha Juarez. I'm doing really good. I'm getting a little hungry, so it's still early, kind of early. So I need to go. I need to go to the store. I need to go get water and soda. I need to get ice for the ice chest. I need to get like little things right for tomorrow. Need to wake up early. Got to show up at the park at like 8 to clean my little Ramada. Um, so yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. So I got a haircut. I'm gonna shower for you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna squirt a little bit of cologne. So I'm excited about that. Right, get to shower and look presentable tomorrow. So can't wait. Did you go down to Fisherman's Wharf? No, I went down to the Navy Pier. There's a bunch of seals everywhere. I went on that little boat ride. That was pretty cool. San Francisco is a beautiful city, very scenic, and just unfortunate what's happening with the politics there. What cologne do you wear? I haven't counted, but I think I have like 50 bottles of colognes. I have all the colognes. I have, uh, it's hard to pick a favorite because I like them all. So I just kind of I'll get a couple bottles and I just I'll spray up in the air and it kind of lands on me, right? There's some dudes that go like this. Nah, I kind of just go up in the air and let it like land on me gently and softly, right? So Joseph, so you never shower? Kimberly Aerosmith. Hello. Kimberly's last name always reminds me of Aerosmith, the band. Is Rio Rico nice? Arizona nice? I've never been to Rio Rico. What's your favorite clone? I don't have a favorite because I have so many um bottles of cologne. I don't have a favorite. I like a lot of them. Uh, which one do I have? Bad Boy. I have all of the colognes basically, and I spray all those suckers. Nicole Diot. If I was off, I would drive from Yuma, but I work. All right, Nicole, next time. Ruby, Blue de Chanel is I have that one, but okay, so it's funny because I always have to tell this to the people at like the Macy's counter, the little cologne people that sell cologne. I'm like, hey, I don't like heavy cologne. I don't like so like Blue from Chanel is very heavy, very just a very heavy cologne, and I don't like that. Like I'm very sensitive to heavy cologne. It was a gift a long time ago, so I still have it, but I just never use it. I like very light, like kind of summerish, very light cologne, citrusy. Uh, that heavy stuff just doesn't. I feel like I stink, and it stays right here on my nose, like like it. I don't know, it just bugs me. Actually, physically bugs me. Beatriz, thank you very much for your kind donation. You're awesome, Beatriz. Thank you. I have Savage. When I see that Savage, I always say Savage. Mont Blanc. I'm sure that's French for White Mountain. Mont Blanc. I spray all those suckers. I really do. I'll get a few couple bottles and I'll go psh, psh, let it land on me gently. Aqua di Gio, man, I stopped using that. Like I haven't sprayed that cologne in like 10 years, no lie. Aqua di Gio. Uh, when I was a kid, I used to love Obsession. I used to love Obsession. My first cologne was Cool Water. My second cologne was Dracar. Remember the black bottle Dracar? I thought it was awesome when I was, I could afford Cool Water cologne and Dracar. I stepped my game up a little bit. Those are like the Walgreens colognes. Uh, but it worked. Hey, it worked. It did its job. Eternity makes me melt. All my guy friends wore Cool Water and Dracar. Yeah, that's true. Like everybody I knew, because they were like they're like kind of cheaper colognes. That's funny. I haven't worn. I don't even. I don't. I don't have any of those bottles. My bottles are different. I wouldn't be able to use Dracar anymore because it's too heavy for my sense of uh, smell or appreciation for colognes is totally different when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I didn't care. When I didn't care what cologne, but now I care. Like it's very important to me. Joseph says art is like 26. What do you guys think? When I was 26, man, those are like the those are like really good years. I had so much fun at that age. Jeez. I'll keep my details right here. Heidi Gates, can you give advice to someone who wants to start off a YouTube? So just do it. Right? Just do it. Just start doing your thing, whatever you want to do. Just just make it happen. Just get on it. Don't think about it, just do it. Marie Rodriguez, hello. I'm getting hungry. I'm really getting hungry. So I don't know. I'm undecided for dinner. Art LeBeau, the DJ. Karen Skaggs is turning 28 again in 2 weeks. Forever 28. So happy early birthday, Karen. Yay. What's the weather out there? Tomorrow it's going to be 80 degrees in Phoenix. 80 degrees. It's starting to warm up a little bit. I'm going to be wearing shorts. Go eat fish and chips. Kimberly Aerosmith. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. Itsy bitsy spider. I could not deal with that heat. Yeah, somebody else that can't deal with the heat is Nick, 18-year-old Nick, right? So I talked to him, was it this week or last week? Recently, I talked to Nick. In the past 7 days, I talked to Nick, I believe. 7 days. And he said, I said, Nick, do you have like a timeline as far as when you're gonna, go back home or go into treatment? He said, my timeline is when it gets hot here in Phoenix, I'm gonna leave because I don't do well in hot temperature, hot weather, right? So I'm like, he's never experienced, like he doesn't know what 100 degrees feels like, or 110 or 120, at least here in Phoenix. So he said, as soon as it gets hot, I'm out of here. He said I'm a winter baby. I was born in December, and I'm from North Carolina, and it's a lot colder over there, cooler, and so the heat plus these blues make you hot, and so he said that's going to be not comfortable for him. That so his timeline is I'm going to go home or I'm going to treatment when it starts warming up, which is going to be in another 30 days, give or take. So hopefully um, it's a good, it's a good update pretty soon when he goes back home. Beatriz is going. She's not coming to Phoenix. She's going to be sleepless in Seattle. Beatriz, be careful. Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot in Phoenix, right? So if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, you guys got to stay out of the kitchen, right? So that's why I tell people, like, you probably really don't want to come to Phoenix, right? Just maybe come visit, come check it out for a little bit, right? Come as a tourist, hang out, come to the meet and greets, the Lost in Phoenix meet and greets, but then be on your merry way back home where it's, nicer temperatures. I guess to me, the temperature here doesn't bother. I guess when you're from here, you get acclimated, you get used to it. At times it's uncomfortable. It's on 110, 15 degrees, it's kind of sucks, puts you in like a different mood. But, uh, that's those type of days are a lot less than somebody in, the Midwest or back East in America where it's snowing for like a month straight, right? Seattle, it rains for like, a lot. It's raining, 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 right? Gloomy, dark, no sun. That would suck too. How is the housing market there, Art? It just depends, Jeff. It just depends. If you're from Texas and you want to move to Arizona, the market is great here. If you're from California or New York or Seattle or Portland and you want to move here, the market is not. We're full, but prices are, in all reality, in all seriousness, the prices are really high right now. We're in a top five, top 10 for um, high the cost of living, the rent, the mortgage is really high here for whatever reason. So not good. Beatriz, actually, Seattle can get pretty warm in the summer. I've never been to Seattle. I've thought about going, but then I thought twice about it. So 9 months of rain in Seattle. Damn, it's tough. That's tough. That's a long 9 months. Constant rain. It's interesting, right? It's like you guys, like, man, it's always hot in Phoenix. Not always. I mean, right now it's about to be April and we're 80 degrees. I think it's gonna be 60 degrees next Tuesday, 65 degrees next Tuesday. That's insane. Like that's not normal, right? So when they say global warming, not so much because just not. I don't think it's accurate, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm excited for the meet and greet tomorrow. I can't wait to meet some of you guys. Ramada number 4, please show up and help. If you can help us, we're gonna do um, raffle, right? So I'm gonna take some hats, a few hats, a few shirts. It's a potluck, so if you want to bring a dish, something we can snack on for a couple hours. I think by 12 we'll be gone. It's not an all day thing. So just, if you want to bring your family, great, your kids, cool. It's a park, so it's not really a meeting. We're just going to hang out just for a little bit, right? Just get to just hang out, talk, get to know you guys. Cause this is kind of how I know you guys is like through these little comments, right? So you guys see me, but I don't see you. So it's kind of funny. Are you bringing Mickey and Carla to the meet and greet? I am not. So yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. It's my first meet and greet. We've never done it before, so a lot of people have been asking for it. Hey, let's do a meet and greet. It'd be really cool to meet you in person and hang out and all that. So this is what we're doing. Maybe depending on how it goes tomorrow, we'll see how it evolves and for future. Will we do it once a year? Will we do it at a park? What time of the year, right? So normally we wouldn't do anything in April. It's just too hot. But this is not a normal year. It's the very cool year. It's going to be 60 some degrees in April. That's like really the high. That's really unheard of. So really odd. Uh, but yeah. So I'm glad that we're just going to do it and hang out and go from there. So if I get to meet a few of you, I'd be very, very happy with that. You guys should play a game. I think we're gonna raffle, just do raffles, I guess, and maybe some trivia. I don't know. I don't know how we'll do it, but I think there's like a little like a game that we could do on your phone. and I can put in some questions there and give you like a code, and you guys scan the code and you go to that website, and we play a trivia game. So that'd be interesting. We'll see if we figure it out. Carlotta de la Rosa, hello. I don't know if I'll be too exerting too much, um, out there running around and stuff. It's gonna be 80 degrees, so it's not hot, but it's starting to warm up. So I'm gonna think cool tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. I just kind of picture us talking, having a conversation, introducing each other, and eating, just like you would with family, like a little picnic. There's no structure. I don't have an agenda. I don't have like, okay, at 9:30 we have to do this, and 10 o'clock we have to do that. At 11 o'clock, I don't have any of that. We're just gonna show up and figure it out together. I've never done a meet and greet, right? I've never been to one, so I'm new to this, just like you guys. So please be careful because of crazy people. Yeah, I'm always careful. Hopefully, there's no nuts, because I'd rather not deal with that. But yeah, rather not deal with nuts. Jeff, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Art will be laying in the ice chest. Are you nervous about the meet and greet? I'm not actually. I'm excited. I'm like looking forward to it. Not nervous. No, not nervous at all. I'm excited to meet people. I really am. Like I'm excited and looking forward to it. So be really cool. Katie Hobbs is governor of Arizona. Yep, yep, yep. There's people, the same people that elected her, the same people that elected knucklehead Gavin. Julianne Filiola. Sounds like a great time. I think it will be a great time, actually. I really do. I think it'll be fun just to hang out. No agenda, no specifics. I think when you surround yourself with like-minded people, and it's kind of like family. You're building a family. You're building a community, and you're engaging with that community, and you're um, appreciating their time, and you're valuing each other, what you all bring to the table, right? Because Lost in Phoenix is not just me. I'm the spokesperson, I'm the vessel, but it's really you guys that are very supportive and behind me, right, all the way. So love it. Robert Bovad, hello, happy Friday. TGIF, thank God it's Friday, right? I love Fridays. I love Fridays because it leads us into the best part of the week, the weekend, right? The weekend isn't weak, the weekend is strong. um, the first 5 days after the weekend are always the hardest, right? The first 5 days after the weekend are always the most difficult. So you're the main line to all of us being together. Aw. Dog says, "Wish I could come. Never been there. I want to see a cactus in person too. Do you all have really have good reptile museums. I heard that before. Art, you're like a female version of me. I'm like a female version of you. I'm a female version of you. Hmm. I I think dogs means a male version of you. I don't know. I don't think I'm. I don't think I exhibit any female qualities. But nowadays, hell, who knows, right? Yeah, definitely all male. Never gonna change. I can't get pregnant, and I pee standing up. I'm 100% male. My mom told me so. So, um, Danilia Levas, hello. Felicia Ramirez, we love what you do. You have a big heart. Thank you. I remember I had a, speaking of big heart, I had a girlfriend one time, long time ago, in a land far away, in a time, what? How does it go? In a galaxy far away, a long time ago. How does that go? The Star Wars thing. I can't think of it, but a long time ago, I had a girlfriend. She would said I had a Grinch heart. I had the heart of a Grinch. I messed up, right? So, yeah. Beatriz, I think she means that you both like helping people because you do not look like a female. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever looked like a female. I don't feel like a female. I don't want to become a female. I'm happy who I am. Feel comfortable with who I am. Karen Skaggs, thank you very much. Karen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Karen. So thank you. You're awesome. But yeah, I'm definitely a male. I'll always be a male. Uh, you know, good. Nothing wrong with being a male. The world needs males, just like the world needs females. So, Celestial Earthstead. Hi, Art. I'm new here. I appreciate what you do. Celestial Earthstead. Please make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's for free, no charge. And thank you for commenting. Thank you for, I appreciate you appreciating. Thank you for coming and letting us know that you're new, letting us know that that you appreciate kind of what happens here. So thank you. Appreciate it. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Thank you, David Webb. I appreciate you, Jason Bourne. That's exactly how it. That's kind of how I feel like with my with an ex girlfriend. Long time ago. It's like Patty from California. So that was a long time ago. I think I was like 17 or 18. Yeah, the good old days. Is all cactus edible? I think so. I don't think there's any bad cactus. I think I don't know. I've ate cactus before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. I was in the Navy. Yes, I was. Patty is in Chicago. Patty, thank you for joining from the Windy City. Marie Rodriguez Nopales. Yes. I was in the Navy. I joined the Navy 3 months after 9/11 because of the 9/11. I felt so patriotic and so offended that these idiots from these places would come and try to bomb and hurt innocent Americans. That really bugged me. It bugged me so much that I enlisted in the Navy. I hated what happened, and I felt like I had to do it to kind of kind of help and participate and do my part. And I also joined the Army, the Arizona Army National Guard in 2019. That was interesting. Going to Fort Benning, Georgia, hot and humid. It's yeah. My uh, boot camp for Navy was in Great Lakes, and and it was cold. It was freezing when I was over there. It was really really cold. But but for the Army, it was in Fort Benning, Georgia. It's hot, very uncomfortable. I lost so much weight. I look like a whole different person. Danilia Levas, thank you. I appreciate you. Celestial Erkstead is from the Great Lakes area. Awesome. Crystal Colleen, watching from Oaktown. Appreciate you and your videos. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you. Julianne, my ex-husband was Navy. Talk about long ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's funny how divorce rate in the military is at such a high. I wonder why that is. I, you know, I think to be in the military, a lot of military people are like are very alpha, very uh, a certain personality. I think most military now it's becoming a lot different, right? The standards have definitely been lowered, and they allow anybody in, even when you have mental health issues. So the standards are totally different. But but normally it was very alpha uh, personality. So I think a lot of people can handle alpha. I think. Cindy Gonzalez, Idaho, Idaho. What's the capital of Idaho? Don't hold on. Don't tell me. Idaho. Oh my goodness. What do I know about Idaho? Potatoes, the potato capital of America. Um, I can't think of a town in Idaho. Idaho. Dang. There's Boise. I knew that. Felicia Ramirez, keep doing what you're doing. I totally understand your approach and things and would do the same. Thank you, Felicia. Appreciate you. Lulu says definitely doesn't seem like a ladies man. So one time I was traveling with coworkers, right, on a plane. I was traveling with coworkers, right, peers, and one of my coworkers, right, I got off the plane, and I was talking to my I sat next to a lady, a passenger, another passenger, right? I was talking to her the whole plane, got off the plane, and then she went her way and I went my way, and then my coworker said, "Why why are you always talking to women?" And I go, "Who do you want me to talk to, dudes?" So I thought that was funny. That like who'd you expect me to talk to, like dudes, or what? I had to talk to dudes. I can't talk to women, like. So he didn't say nothing because, oh yeah, yeah, you're right, right. It clicked in his head. Kimberly, I don't know who cheats here, but I know my husband cheats. Dang. Do you watch paranormal or ghost shows? I do not. I don't watch those. I watch true crime. I watch documentaries and true crime. I'm a true crime nut. Does Miggy still have braces? So Miggy never had braces. Miggy had an issue with his jaw, something with his jaw, and he had some metal work in there, very similar to braces. So kind of there was braces, but it wasn't for orthodontia. It was for stabilizing his jaw. He just never went back to remove it. So um, Karen Lauder, hey Art, I'm from Australia. So it's Saturday here. Was wondering why you weren't at the meet and greet. That's a good one, Karen. That's like legitimately true, right? So Karen, it's already Saturday in Australia, and I wasn't at the meet and greet. Wow, it's like you're time traveling, Karen. If we think about it, right? Dog says, "Oh my God, Art, you really are like a male version of me. I love true crime shows. Have you watched the I Survived ones on YouTube? They are good. I no, I don't really watch a lot of YouTube shows. I go on Netflix and I watch whatever's there, right? So I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer, but I knew about Jeffrey Dahmer because I was a kid when he was doing all that stuff, right? Who's the guy from Richard Ramirez is very interesting to me because he was like a Hispanic guy. I'm like, what got into his head? Like, why would he do that? But mental health issues, I think. Ted Bundy, very interesting, very interesting. Ted Bundy has been one of my most. I've always been fascinated with Ted Bundy. That guy could have been a doctor, a lawyer, very intelligent, but instead he wasted his skills, his talent, his possibilities, right? And just doing harming innocent people. What an idiot. I think this new show from Jeffrey Dahmer, I learned a little like more things that I had never heard of before, right? Like they give you more details, basically just kind of the gruesomeness of the things, the actions that he did, unfortunately. So it's just mental health is a serious issue in America, and we don't deal with it. We just brush it under the rug, right? So this idiot that this person that went into the uh, school, the Christian school this week, and did what she did. That's a mentally ill person, and we don't help mentally ill people, right? A lot of the people that I interview, more than half of them are mentally ill. They're not all there. As a nation, we just have no plan to assist them like at all, right? And that's very tragic because you end up with tragedies. So I think we should be more deliberate, more create a plan, right? How about no more money to Ukraine? Okay, so $100 billion to fund a war, right? So shame on the administration for funding a war when we have our own war here in the United States, right? So go protect our border, send that $100 billion to fund housing for homeless veterans, how mental health uh, uh, help for the mentally ill, which is more than half of the people out in the street right now. But we don't do that. We just don't. So it's a tragedy. Beatrice loves true crime. My sister thinks something is wrong with me. So so here in Phoenix, I don't know if I told you guys this story. In 1930, gosh, 1930, I'll just say 1931, here in Phoenix, there was a murder. Her name was Winnie Ruth Judd. She killed her roommates and cut them up and put them in suitcases, and then she got on on a train to Los Angeles, and her plan was to go to the ocean and dump the luggage, the suitcases over there. But it didn't work out that way, and so the door where that occurred, the room door, the the door of the room where that happened, where these deaths happen, I'm the owner. I'm the proud owner of that. So I'm the proud owner of that door. Yeah, I'm very nostalgic for like old stuff. Bust a move. I know on the low you be dancing and practicing your moves. Promiscuous Phoenix, you sound like you're 12 years old, dude. You need to go give your mom's phone back to her. Um, Gotta block that knucklehead. Somebody blocked him already. Was that Jeff? The Zodiac killer has never been caught, right? Has he been caught or not been caught? I can't remember. How about DB Cooper? That's a mystery. So before I leave this earth, there's some questions that I want answered, right? Who killed John Benet Ramsey? Okay, who? I suspect it was somebody in the house, most likely the brother. Okay, who was responsible for JFK's passing, right? So it could have been that knucklehead Lee Harvey Oswald, right? He could have pulled the trigger, but I don't think he masterminded the whole thing because he was too dumb to orchestrate the whole thing. I think he had help from somebody. He took the blame, the fall, but but yeah. John Wayne Gacy, 27 bodies under his house. They ended up demolishing that house. Uh, yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know who would want to live there. Definitely a ghost in that house, huh? The Lindbergh baby kidnapping. I think it was he German? The kidnapper was either German or Italian dude, right? He put a big old ladder. He climbed up the ladder and he stole the Lindbergh baby and held him for ransom. And I think they gave him the money, but he ended up killing the baby like an idiot. So Natalie Holloway, that guy just got away with murder. That guy, that tall dude from wherever he was from, he did it. Him and his two friends did it, but he just got away scot free. I think money played a factor there. I think Gacy was disgusting. He was mentally ill. All these guys are all mentally ill, and the worst part is you can't really tell. Like they look normal, they act normal, they get married, they have kids, they have jobs, careers, but behind the scenes they're doing these crazy, disgusting things, right? So Joran Vandersloot, yeah, that idiot. BTK, bind, torture, and kill. What was his name? So that guy, married, two children. He was the code enforcement officer in Wichita, Kansas, right? So, but his his thing was to bind, torture, and kill his victims. Just it's like two different people live in one body, right? Normal and definitely deranged, right? And they have these impulses and urges to play out these fantasies. Unfortunately, these are real fantasies and real consequences, and people lose their lives. So, if you guys have those urges, go talk to a doctor, man. Don't be killing innocent people. Dennis Rader, Ed Gein. Yeah, Ed Gein was Julianne Filiola. There's so many different mental illnesses, right? So it isn't always spot on, like you said. Ted was brilliant, seemed charming, smart, but clearly severe mental illness. So Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, a lot of these guys exhibit a lot of telltale signs when they're young. They're bedwetters and they torture animals. They kill birds, they kill cats, they torture dogs, right? So bedwetting and cruelty to animals. If you guys see that with your kids, take them to the doctor immediately and watch them at all times and talk to them and nurture them and love them and yeah. I don't think I was a bedwetter. I never tortured animals. So we're good, gang. We're good. Christy Levitt, Art, do you ever go to 67th and Happy Valley? That's where I was raised. There's nothing there but desert. Wondering how it is there. I don't really go up to Happy Valley. That's way up yonder, right? It's way up in North Phoenix, Happy Valley. I wouldn't be happy if I had to drive way up there, right? With how expensive gas is. I haven't been up there. I'm sure it's no longer desert. I'm sure there's homes and regular communities up there. Um, yeah, pretty sure the freeway runs through Happy Valley. I'm pretty sure. Iceman was Ted Kuklinski, is that his name? Ted Kuklinski or Chuck Kuklinski, something like that. The Iceman. Yeah, he was a hitman for the mafia. The FBI says that a lot of that is fabrication on his part, though. So who knows? Anthony Rodriguez, Nick did not ever go back home. I just interviewed him this week, I believe, or last week. I interviewed him recently. He's still out there hanging out. La Esme Bedwetter, Richard Kuklinski. I was close. What did I say? Ted. That's Ted Bundy, and the Unabomber is Ted. It's a long Polish with a K name as well. Ted Kaczynski. That's the Unabomber. Richard Kuklinski was the Iceman. It's weird how I know all these names, right? Weird. Tara Calico disappearance. I've never heard of Tara Calico. Here in Phoenix, I'm gonna talk to you guys about some of our famous crimes, infamous. Have you ever heard of there's this dude here in Phoenix. I can't remember his Scott Falater. It just popped into my head. His name was Scott Falater. He was charged with murdering his wife. He drowned her in the pool. They're fighting and drowned her in the pool. And his defense was he was sleepwalking. So he shouldn't be held accountable for sleepwalking, for anything he did while he was sleepwalking. That was literally his defense. But there was a neighbor that heard all the commotion and testified that he wasn't sleepwalking. He knew what he was doing. So needless to say, that sleepwalking defense did not work, right? So you ladies, or some of you men, don't, the sleepwalking defense doesn't work anymore. So Scott Falater from here in Phoenix is one of those infamous crimes that went down in the history books. I should look for his house and go do like a video. This is Scott Falater's house right there, the sleepwalker. Yeah, I did go to what's her name? The gal, Jodi Arias. I went to the house. I did a video of the house where she did what she did to Travis Alexander. Jodi Arias. Stay away from Jodi Arias's, right? Like girls like that. Like obviously she was mental illness, low self-esteem, all these, it's weird. It was kind of, she exhibited behavior that like a man would exhibit, right? Doesn't do well with rejection, very needy, and a sense of ownership, right, to that person. Uh, so yeah, it's super sad. It's everything she did was like a guy, like what a man would do. It doesn't seem like a woman did all that damage to Travis Alexander. Really, yeah. I saw all the pictures. It was disgusting what she did. Absolutely deranged. Yeah. So the Night Stalker has a connection to Arizona. So he was from El Paso, Texas, He goes to California. I think his first, he was connected to a 10-year-old in San Francisco by DNA, but mainly he was in Los Angeles, right, doing all this craziness. He had a brother that lived in, I think, Tucson, Arizona. So when at the end, when he got caught, the day that his the week leading up to the police like closing in on him, uh, the police knew who he was. They knew his identity. They were looking for him. They couldn't find him, and so Richard left. So he left because he probably felt a lot of pressure, right? With the news and the cops. So he decided to leave on a Greyhound bus to Arizona to visit his brother. His brother wasn't home, so Richard got back on the bus and came and went back to Los Angeles. As soon as he gets off the bus, he goes into a store, and some lady says, that's him. That's him, right? That's him, because his face was, they finally had a face of Richard Ramirez on all newspapers, and basically the community chased him, like a Mexican neighborhood just chased him down and beat him up. They're beating him up. They're like literally about to kill him. The police had to save Richard Ramirez from the mob, the people in that neighborhood. So what he did, he tried to steal a lady's car, and they got real mad with that. So that's our connection to Richard Ramirez. The baseline killer, yeah. Another disgusting man. Uh, yeah, it's very disgusting what he did to all those innocent people, man. There was one of the things. So he did a lot of damage. Look him up. The baseline killer. His name was, I can't recall his name. I know his face, but I can't recall his name. So that guy was in prison for forever, and then he gets out and he wants to be a construction worker, and he gets married to some idiot lady. I think her name was Wendy Carr. um, so he just flips out and just starts killing people. There was there was a two ladies walking. They're younger Hispanic ladies. He tended to like Hispanics. He was married to a white lady. He's a black dude married to a white lady. A lot of his victims were Hispanic, unfortunately. So he shouldn't have had any victims at all. He should have been in prison. But we have, you know. Anyways, so there's two sisters are walking down the street. One of them is very pregnant, and he has a gun, and he tells them, "Hey, get over here. I'm gonna shoot you." And he takes him behind a bush at a church, and he's assaulting the non. I think it's the. I think he might have assaulted both while he's holding a gun to each other. So a very deranged and disgusting man. He'll never get out of prison. His wife Wendy Carr swears up and down that he's innocent, but he's guilty as hell because of his DNA. So some people are just sick in the head. Some people are in prison, and that's exactly where they belong. They should never be released. But unfortunately, bleeding hearts just I think I wish people would be more concerned for the victims than for the idiots that commit these crimes. Mark Godot, that's his name. Bunny, you bring up a really good point. It's funny when I see women fangirling about Richard Ramirez. He never showered, and his mouth was literally rotting. Yeah, he had disgusting teeth. Right, oral hygiene was didn't exist. Um, those women have mental health issues. right? Low self-esteem, no confidence. So they resort to loving some idiot in prison because I guess that's the best they can do. So they I think they have some mental health issues, I think. I mean, that's like me, hey Jody Arias, I love you. Regardless of what you did at Travis Alexander, I love you. Can we get married? Right? Because Richard Ramirez ended up getting married. Um, it's insane, just insane. Jody is gorgeous. Yeah, she's not ugly, but her personality is definitely ugly. And knowing, right, if you know that person is psychotic and evil and has committed atrocities against an innocent person, the outside just dissipates, like it doesn't exist, right? You're a truly evil person. It's just the outside is fake, so how can you love or be attracted to anything like that, so do you remember Brian Schaefer, the Ohio State student that disappeared in 2006? I do not. I've never heard that name before. We have crazy people over here in France too. I think crazy people and serial killers is not an American thing, right? It's a human thing, right? Just like racism, right? America didn't invent racism. Racism has been around since humans have been around, right? It's just popular to bring that up and racism, but America did not invent racism, contrary to what a lot of people think, right? So America, yeah, we have a lot of serial killers because there's 350 million Americans, right? Spain, that country. America's been around for since 1776, right? Uh, we have 350 million people. Okay, uh, Spain has been around for centuries. They have 40 million people, right? So a lot of times, like people compare America with this country and this, and you can't really compare because the dynamics are so different. So you're comparing apples with oranges, or and you can't do that. It's not fair. It's not, why does America have a gun problem? I mean, yeah, we just have a lot of knuckleheads. We have a lot of mentally ill people that do stupid things. We reward mentally ill people and we say that's okay. We should help mentally ill people instead of uh, filling them up with uh, with nonsense. Just we shouldn't acknowledge their nonsense because they're emboldened to do the crazy things they do. Rodney Alcala, that guy, Rodney Alcala he was on a game show back in the 70s. I forgot the dating game. So he made it to TV, and so I think he was a serial killer and he got caught eventually. So that was interesting. Casey Anthony, she killed her daughter. Casey Anthony is a murderer. She killed her poor little baby. She's disgusting. I don't know what happened in the state of Florida. Usually, Florida's pretty good about this stuff, holding people accountable, but the jury just messed up, right? She must have had a really good lawyer, and um just disgusting. Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, uh, yeah, patriotic, and he thought he was doing the right thing, and obviously, so I just learned this, but Timothy McVeigh was there at Waco when the ATF and when the government went to go part of those 51 days. Uh, I think on the day that it burned, Timothy McVeigh was watching um, Waco burn, basically the church, the Branch Davidians. He was there. He was interviewed by his TV station, and so that was in what, Waco, Texas, and he bombed the FBI building in um, Oklahoma City. Right? He drove from Oklahoma. I think he's from Oklahoma, and he the FBI in Oklahoma was the ones that were the ones that were responsible for what you call it, for the Waco disaster that happened. So I think he was very offended, very pissed off at the government, and that was his way of revenge for Waco. I firmly believe that. It kind of makes sense. Interesting. Chris Watts, that was open and shut case. Chris Watts just, he wanted to be with his new girlfriend and wanted his family to disappear. Yeah, interesting, right? Drew Peterson, yeah, what was his wife's name? His wife was Hispanic. What was her name? She was a little short. Her last name was Roca. Roca. I forgot his wife, but she's pregnant and he kills them. Crazy. Jazzy O 14. Just tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Any updates on Carla and Miggy? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I did. There's an update this morning. So I uploaded a video if you want to go check that out. Thank you, Jazzy. Amanda Knox. I've heard that name 1,000 times. I don't know. I don't know the details of Amanda Knox. Alex Murdaugh. That's insane, right? That's absolutely. So the father and the mother were alcoholics and addicted to opiates. At least the father was. The mother was definitely alcoholic. She might not have been addicted to opiates, but the father was. And that addiction and alcoholism just spiraled out of control. They were losing money, bankrupt, all these financial issues, these legal issues, because the sons weren't in check, and they're out there killing people, and just it just spiraled out of control. And he did what he did, the father, and just nuts, right? Nuts. Lacey Peterson, or Lacey Roca, Roca. Yeah, rest in peace to her and the baby. That idiot Drew Peterson, man. And he's trying to get out too. He's trying to get out of prison. Crazy. Mendez brothers. Mendez. Or are you talking about Menendez? Menendez. Yeah, they're insane too. Just insane, rich kids, spoiled. Uh, they were never told no, and when their parents finally told them no, they decided to take out their parents. So yeah, you have to be stern with your children, right? You can't be the friend of your children. You got to be a parent. And uh, the Menendez parents found out the hard way. Scott Peterson, I apologize. Drew Peterson is another dude. Drew Peterson is another guy that killed his girlfriend or wife or whatever. Scott Peterson is the California guy that killed Lacey Peterson. Yes, I always get those the names confused, but yeah, you're right. Sorry for confusing you guys. What about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard? I think Johnny Depp, even though he's a little, Hollywood crazy, uh, I think Amber Heard is, just pissed off that he wants to leave her and all that, and she's gonna do, what a lot of women do, just falsehoods, unfortunately. So be careful with the Petersons. Marisela Escobedo. That name does not ring a bell. The Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Smart, was her name Elizabeth Smart? Um, yeah, she was found. I remember seeing pictures. I found pictures on the internet of the way she was found. She was just laid out, and she was cut in half, and they suspect that it was like a surgeon or a doctor, kind of like America's version or LA's version of Jack the Ripper, because Jack the Ripper had same type of incisions, like a doctor, like a surgeon. So yeah, and they never found out who it was. She's gone, and uh, no accountability. Insane, sad. Did you hear about the Stockton serial killer? No, I did not. Elizabeth Short, was that her name? I was close. Elizabeth Smart. That's somebody else, right? Elizabeth Smart, is that the lady that drowned her kids, her like two or three kids? She's Elizabeth Smart, I think. Ali Mendoza, were you a substance user in the past? No, I've never used anything marijuana when I was younger, but I grew up, matured, and realized that you shouldn't be putting any type of smoke in your lungs. I don't think smoke belongs in your lungs. Art, you need to get yourself some food. I definitely do. Susan Smart, yeah, Susan Smart was a lady that drove her kids into a lake or something. Crazy, crazy people. You guys think you're right. I hate when I get all my names mixed up. You know what it is? Is like it's too many names of all these cases running in my head. Do you like In and Out, the burger place, right? Yeah, I do. Christina Bell, hello. How hot is it in Arizona? It was going to be 80 degrees tomorrow in Phoenix. I don't know about the rest of the state. Crystal Clean, what advice would you give a mom raising only boys? Um, Give them love, affection. Don't be their friend. Be their parent. Be their mom. Give them structure, guidance. Dedicate the rest of your life for them. Be firm. Be fair. Um, Try to do your best, because it's challenging to be a parent, let alone a single parent with boys, right? Boys are really hard. So Crystal, do the best you can. You'll do great. Yeah, you guys are right. Elizabeth Smart was kidnapped by a knucklehead, some religious idiot, and he kept her hostage for a lot, like years, right? And he was doing every day. He was doing whatever he wanted with her. So there's some sick. You know what I've noticed is there's a lot of sick people. Like they use religion as a tool. To David Koresh, the Jonestown massacre. What's that guy's name? Jones, something Jones, that pastor, right? Who else? The light of the world church, right? That the main guy abusing women left and right, right? Just disgusting idiot from Los Angeles, I believe. He got arrested. He's in jail now, I think. Um, so all these guys that use religion as a tool to do whatever they prey on anybody they want. Jim Jones, that's who it was. Jim Jones. Black Dahlia happened near my grandparents' house in West LA. Black Dahlia, yep. Elizabeth, so it's not Short, Elizabeth Short, yeah. She wanted to be a model, a movie star, and who it's like a mystery. Nobody knows what happened to her. Well, we know what happened at the end, but we just don't know what were the circumstances and who would do it. And the person was never caught. So insane. People don't like my opinion about this, but Travis Alexander also used religion as a tool, and that's disgusting to me. I don't know all the details about him using religion, but he's the victim of a very gruesome. I think what he did was he was playing with Jodi Arias's feelings. She really loved him. I think he never loved her. He was just playing with her. Like she, she wanted to marry him, right? That's why she changed her religion from Catholic to Mormon. She dyed her hair from her normal black, brown to blonde because that's what he liked. She moved from California to Phoenix to be closer to him. He would see her, but just to play with her physically, right? And that she probably felt like led on, and he was already moving on, right? He did. I don't want to see you anymore. That's it. We're done playing, and I'm gonna go see somebody else. I'm gonna get married or whatever. And she didn't like that. So it's like, if it's not with me, it's not with nobody else. So I don't want to say he's responsible for the tragedy that befell on him, but um, you got to be careful who you're playing with, right? Because you might get burnt. Anyways, everybody's leaving. I have to leave. It's already freaking 10 o'clock at night. I've been talking to you guys for 2.5 hours. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Have a great night. I'm going to see some of you guys tomorrow. So I'm super excited. I'll post a video tomorrow of our meet and greet. So you guys have a good night. Thank you very much. I appreciate every single one of you. And we'll talk very, very soon. Okay. So bye bye.